Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So now we are in the last part of motion, a basic motion. So regarding this, okay. So this is the question that had been discussed earlier. Okay, so from previous video, you can see the solution to find A, B, and C. Now we move to the last part, which is to draw a graph of displacement time, velocity time, and acceleration time. And from previous video also, you can know this is the 5 ms negative 2, the acceleration. Here also you get 0. This is negative 5. And last part is 5. And the displacement here is 10 meter. Displacement here is 20 meter. Displacement here is 10 meter. And distance here is 10 meter. But the displacement is negative 10 meter because it moves to the other direction. Okay, so from this value, we plot a graph. First, we want to plot a graph of displacement over time graph. So for the displacement over time graph, this will be the graph, right? Displacement time graph. In the first 2 seconds, the object moves to 10 meter. Okay, from position 1 to position number 2. Then from position number 2 to position number 3, it moves to another 20 meter. So this is 10 meter. And another 2 seconds, it moves another 10 meter. And it moves back. So this is negative 10 meter. That's why it's moving down, because this is in the different direction. That's the change of the displacement and time. And also there's a change in velocity. So we can plot a velocity time graph. So this is the velocity time graph. Okay. From position number 1 to position number 2, the velocity changed from 0 meter per second to 10 meter per second in 2 seconds. Then it moved with 10 meter per second, still with 10 meter per second for another 2 seconds. So here the graph, then it moves, okay, slow down back to 0. Okay, and the velocity is negative here. Velocity is negative because this one moved back. Okay, from position 4 to position 5. So from this graph, you can find the velocity, you can find the acceleration by the gradient. Okay, for graph a velocity time graph, the gradient will show you the acceleration, which is the one that you get previously. This is 5 ms negative 2. This acceleration is 0. This acceleration is negative 5. And this acceleration is 5. Even though, okay, it's in different direction. Okay. And from this graph, velocity time graph, you can also get the displacement by calculating the area under the graph. Okay. If you calculate the area here, you will get 10 meter. You calculate the area here, you get 20 meter. Calculate the area of this triangle, you get another 10 meter. And if you calculate the area here, you'll get another 10 meter. Okay, that is for velocity time graph. So now you know the acceleration is 5, 0, -5, and 5. So you can also plot a graph for acceleration time graph. So this is the acceleration time graph. This is the 5, 0, -5, decelerate, and 5 again. So here is accelerate, accelerate. At the bottom is decelerate. Doesn't mean it move back. It decelerate. The velocity is reduced. So acceleration is 0 is move, but it move with constant velocity for this motion. Okay. So I make it smaller. So you might see. Okay, you might see the indication. And for this one, the gradient of the graph, if you find the gradient of the graph, you will get a velocity. Okay, ds dt, or the gradient, you get here 10 minus 2 is 5 meter per second. This one is okay, 10, 20 divided by 2 is 10 meter per second here. And then 2, 10 divided by 2 is 5 meter per second. And okay. So this is the basics for, yep. Okay. So this is basic for motion. So hopefully this might help you to understand the problem previously. And see you again next video. Bye-bye.